Carter Moore. I'm engaged in the desert simulations. Carter Moore presented a manga style of 3D models, which highlight the scenes of old school of sci-fi. The saturation of the colors shows a strong contrast which strongly separates shadows and light. Furthermore, there are a bunch of lines present on the figure of the spaceship. It shows a relationship with the 2D manga styles. I plan to design the shaders of the model by using this manga style. However, I currently don't know whether it is the texture of the model or the shader of the models, as texture influences the model of the shader, and shader is the way to improve the texture, which both of them will be present on the surface of the model. Consequently, I may need to do some research on this and play on the model at the same time. Irene Halley. Irene Halley is a character designer and animation designer. The designer used shapes and color to display the scenes. I'm engaged in the art style of the animation, as the art style brings a sense of relaxation. Also, the strong saturation of the colors enhanced the feeling of the comfort. The other factor which brings a sense of comfort is that the shadow of the animation doesn't display a strong contrast with the colors. It is different to the artist, Calder Moore. My next plan will be researching the shader of the artist in Unity and trying to combine with the art style, which I believe it might be lined with less shadow shapes. During these 2 weeks, I have drawn a sketch for my 3D model. I draw a front view and a back view of the model with colors. I didn't worry too much about the colors currently, as my research contains texture. In my opinion, I believe color is part of texture. I will play with colors once I work on Unity. But first, I'll use Maya to build up the model and cut the UV as well, as I want to texture the model in Custom Painter. The UV map must be arranged properly. As my model is a robot, most part of the model present metal texture. In order to make it as real as possible, I add some metal rough texture on the edge of the model. Honestly, I didn't take seriously in this process, cause I haven't found any artist related to realistic art style yet. Once I import a texture in Unity, I'm not only using the texture created in Custom Painter, also I use the Unity material to play on the model. Furthermore, I learned shader graph and try to produce manga style, and it works finally. However, it is still not close to the art style of Carter Moore, as the black lines only present on the outline of the figures. I have to find a way to highlight the lines of the surface of the model in the future. There are some issues I have met during the process. In Maya, there are some polygons which are very tiny that I have to notice by deleting the other polygons. Otherwise, I can't exclude the polygons. In Unity, there is a surface which doesn't have any color on it, which is either the texture issues or the UV issues. I believe I haven't done well on the UV, so I have to go back to Maya and re-edit the UV and redesign the texture in Custom Painter again. In addition, I realized that there's no shader graph in Unity of 2020. Thus, by searching on Google, I use Unity 2021 of Universal Render Pipeline to redo the texture in Unity. In addition, I have found some tutorial of Toon Shader, but I don't understand codings, even though they have explained on it. I feel I'm comfortable on shader graph properly because the image and connecting lines are better than codes, or in other words, it's easy to understand. In the next 2 weeks, I have a few things that I need to do. First, it's coding, as I want to create an exhibition of models. I want player can use mouse and keyboard to walk around the places. The skybox in Unity looks awful because it doesn't match with my model's art style. I'll need to redesign of the skybox later. The main thing I'll focus on is to continue on exploring the texture and shader. Regarding the texture, I will search a few realistic art style of artists to display the art style of my model. Furthermore, I will focus on the other art style of the shaders, including other tune shaders, liquid shaders, and light shaders. Once I have done the shaders, I can combine the shaders to see the outcomes, because it might produce some interesting effects.